Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. I tried a little bit of a different layout there for the intro. Instead of a coffee can, because I've already had my two cups today, I decided I was going to... One second, guys. Okay, anyway, every Monday I've got a new video coming out that's part of this Mixing a Song step-by-step series that comes to, actually comes from the Cakewalk by BandLab tutorial course that is sold on the ProMix Academy. You need to check that out. I think we're up to video number 5, 6. Honestly, I'm not even sure right now. We got so many videos coming. We're coming at you fast. Part 6 actually was just released, and that was the mix reference, where we talk about referencing the mix. So we've had the initial setup of the mix, a rough mix, EQ and panning on the mix, adding effects, mixing vocals, and then this portion is using references in order to make sure that your music is fitting in with industry standards and that it's sounding not like everything else on there. Not like everything else out in the world, but you know, that it's sounding close or comparable at least to professionally mixed and mastered material that's already out there, unless you're going for a specific, you know, some kind of specific sound, which, you know, you're more than welcome to do. This will help to get you, this series is going to help to get you the best foot forward so that you'll know exactly how to do all these things step by step. And if you go to the VIP members forum, Facebook group, or the Discord group, you should be able to get access to the multi-tracks to mix along with me so that you can learn all this stuff for yourself. I have a mint in my mouth, and I'm like fighting the urge to not spit on this microphone right now because it's like, it's got my saliva glands all jacked up. Too much information. Anyway, if this is your first time here, this channel exists to simplify the complexities of the home studio and to help you create professional sounding music in a less than professional space. The motto around here is that we can dream alone, we can even create alone, but together we can achieve so much more. All right, let's give a big shout out to a sponsor of the channel and longtime standing friend, Warren Hewitt and the ProMix Academy. Today's video is sponsored in part by the ProMix Academy. The ProMix Academy offers affordable courses from mentors, world-class engineers, Grammy winners, and multi-platinum selling producers. And with the resources available on the ProMix Academy, you can learn how to create radio-ready mixes from the comfort of your own home studio. Most of the courses also offer multi-tracks that you can then add to your portfolio and begin to build out your business. Follow the link in the description of this video to head on over to the ProMix Academy today and start learning the skills that are needed to take your hobby or your business to the next level. Okay, so if you're coming back and you're wondering what's going on, we're doing an Ask Me Anything or an AMA again. Hard on Fishing, which actually happens to be here in the chat, he sort of gave me some... He gave me some downtime. Whew, finally got that mint out of my mouth. Thanks to Sweetwater's Candy. Anyway, he said he realizes that I'm a busy guy, and so that if I didn't cover anything on his song, just the feedback alone was payment enough, I guess. Winnings enough? I don't know. But thank you so much for giving me that, because actually last night was my son's open house for school. It's been crazy busy. Things are picking up now with ministry work. I've got some reviews that I'm still trying to finish up. And all this stuff is just like compiling around me. So by you alleviating me of that other thing that I needed to do, thank you so much, Hard on Fishing. I greatly appreciate that. Maybe at some point in time we can come back and visit that. But I am going to take you up on that offer to just kind of chillax because, man, it's been crazy busy. So But I do still want to provide some sort of value here on today's live stream. So I would like to, if I can, answer some questions. If you have any audio related questions, they don't necessarily have to be about Cakewalk, but I am your Cakewalk doctor, your Cakewalk. I'm not going to say guru. I don't even like that word. I don't think anybody's really a guru on anything. If you think you've reached guru status, that means that you don't know what you're talking about, because we're all continually learning every single day. And I learn just as much from you guys as I hope that you learn from me. So there's times when, we'll be doing like a mixing session, or we'll be doing something here online, and you guys will be like, hey, have you tried this, or have you tried that? And it's super cool. And that's what the whole dream alone, or rather, we can create alone, we can dream alone, we can create alone, but together we can achieve so much more. That's what that whole, if I ever get it right, that's what that whole motto is. The premise behind it is, everybody learning from one another, sort of in this nice little community that we've created. So yes, Robert loves eating a cake while he goes for a walk. It does help, definitely. So with that said, if you have any questions whatsoever, you can pop those up on the screen. Well, I'll pop them up on the screen. You can pop them here in the chat, and I will try to answer those. If not, I want to tell you about, while we're kind of waiting for some of these to come in, if there are any at all, I want to kind of tell you guys about something kind of cool here. So this piano that I was just playing at the start of this show is the Donner DT900, and they have recently sent me this free of charge. Well, I say free of charge. They're sending it to me free of charge, but they want me to do a review on it. So with that being said, I'm not a piano player, as you could tell during the intro of this, but it's really cool. And so it's kind of inspired me to kind of break out of that box of playing guitar only. And so I would encourage you guys, if you do not play another instrument, maybe you just kind of pick around on the drums, or maybe you just kind of pick around on, maybe you're not a guitar player, maybe you're a bass player, or vice versa. I would encourage you to, every once in a while, just pick up a different instrument and sit down and see what you can't come up with. Because, the end of the day, trying something new is going to help you tremendously versus staying stagnant in whatever instrument that you're comfortable with. And that's the key word there, is comfortable. If we get too comfortable, we can actually, it can be detrimental to our to our growth as musicians, or mix engineers, or mastering engineers, or anything that you're wanting to do in life. You cannot get in a place of stagnancy where you feel comfortable. You must always be on the fringes of being uncomfortable in order to learn. So yeah, thank you, DJ, for bringing up the Ignite Youth single. Bought instruments I never learned, musician. Ditto. Yeah, thanks for bringing that up, though, DJ. We actually did do a single with the young people of our church, the youth chapel, the Ignite Youth team. They put together a song, they wrote it, they performed it, we recorded it live, and we've just mixed that. I should say I've mixed it, mastered it, and we have just released it under the church's music label, Sandy Creek Music. Definitely go and check that out, because the song it's fire. I mean, for a group of young people that wrote the song themselves, and I'm just like, wow. I mean, every time I hear it, it blows me away to think like this actually happened. If you'd like to know more about the song, I actually have created I've actually created a video, like a behind the scenes video, where the young people are actually talking about how they came up with the song, sort of the back history behind it. I just released that video not too long ago, but you can go and check that out. And in the description of that video actually should be a link to go and get the song. Yeah, there's a link to Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. So even if you want to listen to it, but you don't want to purchase it, which I would encourage you to purchase it, you can find that on YouTube and Spotify as well. And just to kind of show you real quickly what you'll be looking for, this here is what it looks like. That's the album cover. So yeah, a great song. Like I said, these young people really put a lot into this, so it's very cool. Yeah, go and check that out. Also, by way of announcements, I need to, let me see here. Yeah, okay. So by way of announcements, I need to give a quick shout out to, let me make sure I get these channels right, because I would hate that if I got gave a shout out to the wrong channel here, when this is very important. Let's see here. It should be like right here at the top. I'm not sure why it's. Okay, where is it? I know I just. Nope, that's not it. Okay, we'll have to do that shout out later, because I can't remember the name of the channels, unfortunately. Actually, let me go on Facebook, because I think they just posted a link to it here. Okay, that's going to take forever. That's great. Yeah, so if you guys have any questions while I'm struggling to find anything here, feel free to ask. I think I did see a couple, if not one, if not a couple of, I should say, questions that came up just a second ago. Okay. I thought it would be here, but it's not. Okay, here it is. I was told to give a shout out to, you guys ready for this one? Big shout out to Eli's Goods. This is a young person that goes to our church. He started up a YouTube channel, and he's doing all kinds of crazy stuff on here, building wooden knives and building ramps, and he's actually learning guitar, so that's kind of cool. And then the other channel that I'm supposed to give a shout out to is actually this one here, Noble Knight Kicks. So he's actually doing like a shoe channel where he's cleaning shoes, and this is a big thing with all these young people these days, is all these shoes. And so he's doing some kicks. Anywho, that's a big shout out to these two channels, and hopefully you guys get the message and you're able to hear that, because I'm not sure if you're subscribed to my channel, but I'm subscribed to yours. Okay, there. I am to this one now. Anyway, I was to Eli's already, but okay, evidently I'm not. I just lied twice. Okay, I have subscribed now, I should say. That makes me feel bad. I just told that kid yesterday I already subscribed to his channel. He's going to be like, that liar. Anywho, yeah, go and check their stuff out. They're a couple of young people trying to get YouTube channels started up, and they asked me to give them a shout out. So, yeah. Okay, so Aaron Campbell had a question. Let's go ahead and pop that bad boy up on the screen if I can. Let's see here. I wonder if he's related to Tevin Campbell. Okay, have you mixed in Dolby Atmos? Why do some albums sound great and some do not? So is that why do some albums sound great in Atmos and some don't? Or the first part of it, I can tell you right now, no, I've not mixed in Dolby Atmos. I honestly don't have any desire to do so. Like, I don't ever recall a time in my life where I sat down and thought, man, this is a great album. I think I'm just going to listen to it in surround. Like, unless it's like some kind of like a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a drama, like a radio drama where I need to hear like footsteps coming from behind me or something crazy like that. I don't think I'm really going to get into wanting to listen to anything in surround. I just don't think so. Why do some albums sound great and some do not? Honestly, I couldn't tell you which ones do and which ones don't. And I couldn't tell you why, just to be honest. I'm not going to put this in my mouth. Sweetwater, what are you doing to me? Making me want to put this candy in my mouth over here. But great question. I wish I had a better answer for it. Maybe there's someone here in the chat that has mixed in Atmos before. If you could kind of help this guy out, point him in the right direction, or at least give him some kind of a better answer than what I just did. What a loser, Robert. You're such a loser. Can't even give a guy an answer on Dolby Atmos. What a loser. Okay, so up next we got Kev Gresham. Hold on, I think I'm missing somebody here. Wait a minute. Now I've got some kind of crazy text message coming in. Okay. Kev Gresham. No, I'm sorry. DJP was up first here. He says, used a compressor and limiter on vocals, but still have peaks at the volume needed to hear it. Should I just re-record the vocals? If there's like a crazy dynamic problem, like if the individual that you're recording or you yourself was like doing this and then like rocking back and forth while you're singing and things are getting like really loud and really soft and it's not, that might be, you might want to re-record that. However, there's not a lot that a limiter and a compressor can't do. In fact, a limiter would be your best friend in this instance. And I would do a limiter first thing in the chain and maybe some compression after that, but use like a limiter that's kind of transparent, like the CA2A that's found in Cakewalk. That's a really transparent one. You can get a lot of volume out of that without making it sound like there's a limiter on it. So yeah, definitely I would try that. I think only you would know if you should just re-record the vocals or not. So, and of course the other option is, which is kind of just alluded to here in the chat, but the other option is, go as far as, using several different limiters, several different compressors. Like use them in varying levels. Like don't just use one to knock off your peaks. Use the next one to bring up the low parts and squash the quiet or the loud parts. And then use the next one just for collar, like to sort of glue all of that together now that you've got it sort of consistent. You can do that. Like if your CPU can handle it, it doesn't hurt ever to use more than one compressor. In fact, I would actually recommend that a lot of times just for the simple fact that it's, it just sounds more natural, at least to my ear it does. Okay, let's see here. Does anybody remember what my IK Multimedia account information is? Of course you didn't, because I've not told you. If I did tell you, I don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, I really need to figure that out, because have you guys ever heard of, let me just ask a question in the chat here before I answer some more. Have you guys ever heard of the ToneNet? So the ToneNet is like a giant hodgepodge of all these professional guitarists and amateur and in-betweeners that have uploaded their sounds that they got into the 𝗏𝗏, as it's called by 𝗧𝗵𝗲, and then you can then download this onto the new 𝗏𝗏 pedal. And once it's on the 𝗏𝗏 pedal, you can use it. Basically, you can like steal people's amplifiers without ever even stepping foot in their studios. There's one in particular, and the reason why I'm looking this up right now is because it's as a guitarist, this thing has got me enamored. I'm really wanting to dive into this, but there's an individual who uploaded a matchless amp. I was listening online earlier, and it sounds absolutely amazing. So now I'm trying to like scramble around and figure out what the download process on that looks like, because I just recently got the 𝗏𝗏 guitar pedal, and I'm like super stoked about it. Probably the most excited I've got about something coming in the mail in a long time. I'm not gonna lie. I pulled up and was like a little kid. My wife's like, "What?" And I'm like, "It's here. This is awesome." And she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "It's the 𝗏𝗏 guitar pedal." And she's like, "Oh, okay." Which, as usual, most of the time our wives are like, "What's that mean? What are you talking about? This is like, you got issues." And then I'm like, "Yeah, I do." Okay, that didn't work. Let's see. Yeah, I know for a fact that I've got some kind of... Oh, was that it? No. Okay. Back to the questions at hand. I'm getting caught in the weeds over here. Looks like some of you have actually heard of that, so that's kind of cool. I mean, if you haven't heard of it, you're probably living under a rock, especially if you're a guitarist. Even if you're not a guitarist, I think there's a lot of ways that this could be used, in my personal opinion, for things other than just guitar. Don't quote me on that, because, I mean, maybe it doesn't work that way. I don't know. But I think it'd be really cool to be able to use it on something like, say, a piano. To actually run it through the pedal and have like a really like legit sound. I think that would be cool. Yay, it's going to let me in. Okay. How do I get here? Guitar. Okay, there's the 𝗏𝗏 pedal. Now, where is good night? Sorry, I was just looking at the price tag on that thing. That's ridiculous. Okay, so there's Amplitude. 𝗏𝗏 for iPhone, iPad. Gotcha. Okay, so now is where I would need to find the 𝗏𝗏. So wait a minute. I thought... Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, this is cool. Oh, okay. So Amplitude and 𝗏𝗏 work together seamlessly. Wow. That's stinking awesome. Enter a nickname. does it need to know my birthday? That's kind of weird. Okay, I promise you I'm going to get back to the questions, guys. I'm just... Ooh, what's my favorite IK product? That's not going to be easy to... T-Rex 5. How about that? Favorite musical genre? I don't see my genre on here. So I'll just select blues. It's kind of all goes back to blues anyway. Ooh, favorite guitar related brand. That's right out of the gate, Fender. Okay, how many guitar amplifiers do you own? 1. How many guitar effects do you own? More than 10. Okay, download and install. Okay. IK product manager. There we go. Okay, here it is. Amplitude 4. So yeah, I have that. Amplitude 5. I don't have that. Might as well install that now. I don't know if I should do that while I'm streaming because that might might throw everything off. Anywho, back to the questions. Sorry guys, I got lost in the weeds there for like an hour. Oh my goodness, yeah, I did. Fresh kicks are important. Okay. I know that a finished song has 3 processes: tracking, mixing, mastering. Can I ask how long would you work on one of those and then decide to go back to the previous, i.e. mixing, to then retrack? I think it's a case-by-case scenario, and it's usually based off of the performances. So if the performance that you got, you know, right out of the gate was just for, like, let's say, scratch tracks, you're not all of the time. Is it going to need re-recorded because you might have a vibe out of that first take, out of that scratch track that you actually want to keep? And so that's always an option too. But I think it's just a case-by-case scenario. So if you're mixing something, you're like, man, this just doesn't fit. It doesn't feel right. Go back and retrack. And that can be done at any time. I should say anytime before the mastering phase. I went back as far as, like, I've been almost done with the mix and, you know, tried to beat into submission a bass guitar for like an hour and been like, okay, you know what? Instead of focusing all my energies on this bass guitar that will not be tamed, I'm just going to re-record it. And there's times too where, like, a client has sent me stuff and their guitar was out of tune when they sent it to me. And then I would put it into Melodyne. All right, Sweetwater, thanks. Bit of honey. These are so good. That is not going to focus ever. So good. Anyway, I would go back and re-record their guitar. To be honest, I never knew the difference. And a lot of times they'd come back and be like, wow, man, I really nailed that. I was like, yeah, you sure did. So yeah, with that being said, case by case scenario, I don't see the appeal of an electric guitar flying over my head. So Herky, Herky's offering up some good stuff here. So back to DJP's previous question he asked. He said, I followed your vid on vocals, but was worried about using too many plugins on one thing. Thanks for the answer. Don't ever be worried to throw the entire kitchen sink at something. If that's what it requires, that's what it requires. And that's 𝗧𝗵𝗲 𝗧𝗵𝗲 but yours. I get my wife so tore down with that. Did you mean to say nobody's fault? No, I said 𝗧𝗵𝗲 𝗧𝗵𝗲 for a reason. Anywho. Oh yeah, there it is. 𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗃. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still doing stuff in the background here that I probably shouldn't be doing. There's Sampletron. It's probably going to bog my computer down and everything's going to get... Okay, so I know there was another video or another blah. I know there was another question on here. I got excited for the free noise suppressor I just got. Nice. I don't use Cakewalk in the dolls. We can bounce the track down with effects added. If you're able to do that, that should be fine. 𝗏𝗏𝗃 pedal is phenomenal. Legendary signal change is one of my favorites. Piano, keys, and bass, etc. Wow. Gonna have to check that out. 𝗏𝗍𝗀𝗀. Is this some foreign language? Do you have a go-to site for sound effects, risers, etc.? That's a good question. You know what? DaVinci Resolve has a lot of great freebies. And like most of them are actually not from DaVinci Resolve themselves. They're users of DaVinci Resolve that have sort of compiled all of them together. But yeah, I think I have somewhere. Let me research that real quick because I'm almost positive. So in case you didn't know, DaVinci Resolve is a video editing program. And it's free. It has a paid version, but it's free. Let's see. Yeah, it seems to me, I remember there being... How to create a sound effects library with DaVinci Resolve. No, I remember there being... There's like built-in sounds that come with it, but I can't remember how to access them. I actually downloaded my own like free packs that I found online. And it's got like risers and like booms and like some really cool like trippy sounds. And then there's other stuff that's like not usable. I may have actually just found it. The one that I'm talking about. Okay, I think I did. Yeah, so check this out. There's a lot of really cool sound effects and risers in here. I don't know about risers as much as there is sound effects, but there's a ton of stuff you can find online. Can use on other instruments the 𝗏𝗏𝗃 pedal. Oh, cool. Awesome. Looking forward to that. Okay, I think my computer's just officially frozen. Oh, that's because I am installing something. Okay. Go back. I don't need the AAXX version or the AXX Apple version. Okay, so where was I? Okay, so Bertrand Dugas, by the way, he's a newbie. Thank you so much for being here. We'd like to give our first timers a big round of applause. Thank you so much for showing up. He says, I'm new at home recording and have bought a UA Volt audio card or box, and it came with Ableton Lite. Will you do a tutorial for beginners with Ableton on how to get started? You know, I messed around with it like very sparsely, maybe a few handful of times. And I honestly have to say that I'm not an Ableton guy. It's great for live applications. We use it at church all the time. I should say my band leader uses it at church all the time. I watch him use it. So it does have a lot of good uses. Just for me personally, I'm a Cakewalk guy. So I try to stick with one DAW because I feel like jumping all over the place and learning new DAWs keeps you less creative and keeps you in the weeds of trying to, instead of being in the creative mindset, you get into a technical mindset of trying to learn the technicals of how to work a program instead of how to sit down and record a song or mix a song. And because a lot of pretty much, well, everything I've mixed in the last 5 to 6 years has been in Cakewalk, I know where everything's at. So it's just really easy for me to go and find it, just boom, 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 and get the sounds that I'm looking for quickly. And if you know anything about the mixing business, speed is, you got to be fast, especially if you're mixing for brands, because they want stuff like yesterday. Herky. Nice. Lime fruit roll. I'm not sure about this. There's a lot of lime stuff in this package. They got lime, key lime, artificially flavored mints. This could be good. Stinking Sweetwater. I've been doing really good. Not eating any candy or any sugar. They sent me a bag of candy. Come on, guys. Thank you. There we go. How can we get the Cakewalk download for archive? I only have a BandLab Assistant download. Good question. Allow me to help you out. And hopefully this will work, because some people were saying it wasn't working. So if it doesn't, don't shoot me. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Install ToneX. Whew. Now I got to remember which Google Drive this was in. All right, here it is. Cakewalk install files. Now, I'm going to share this link with you here in the chat. If you go and you use this link, I think somebody's knocking. That's probably my son trying to get in the door. Hold on a second. Hold that thought. Be right back. Okay, so as I was saying, the link that I just posted in the chat will get you to a file that's Cakewalk install files is what it's called. So this is what it'll look like. And let me show you sort of how this works. So you're going to have different files in here. And one of these is going to say install first. You're going to install that one first. And then you can install all of these This will get you, if it works properly, this will get you the CA2A if you don't have it, the old style even. Rapture Session, the Platinum Core plugins that came with it, 𝗶𝗵𝗃, multi-band compressor, LP-EQ, Dimension Pro. And then lastly, you'll install this one last. So install the first one, install all of this stuff behind it, and then install this one last. And also here are the Craig Anderton synthetic impulse responses. So if you have something that takes impulse responses, IRs as they're called, here is a entire pack of Craig Anderton's impulse responses. And here's a little README file to show you exactly how to use those as well. Cool. So hopefully that works for you. Like I said, it's here in the chat. Yet again, computer's bogging down. Computer's bogging down. Not really sure why I decided to download stuff while I was live streaming, but I did. Okay. So yeah. Hopefully that'll help you get access to that. All right. Danny Powell says, hey man, I hope you're good. Just wondering what happened to your breakdown of the Bob Marley track, No Woman, No Cry. Bummer if it was copyright striked. Big love from the UK. I love your videos. So essentially everything was copyright striked. And you know, there's a whole story that goes with that. But I got rid of all the videos for a myriad of reasons. But, Kid of Hill. Hey, for all of you newcomers, thank you so much for showing up today. And thank you so much for asking questions for all of you who are not only new, but even those who have been here a while, asking some good questions. So, let's see here. Okay, so there's that. Big Red, silly question, but is this the best way to ask questions in the chat, or are you taking them through the Discord, etc.? Right now, through the chat is the best way because that's how we're doing this live. With that being said, you can always ask questions on Discord. You may not get an answer from me directly because I'm all over the place now. Thanks to my job, just, you know, my soul-sucking job, taking every ounce of energy that I have, and not just that, but it's a big part of it. What's up, 𝗏.𝒋.o up in the chat. Good to see you. He says, how's it going, people? You know, it's going pretty good, brother. It's going pretty good. Okay, so I see that... oh, okay. I was getting ready to say, I see that we're running out of questions here. But Herky has actually just dropped another one. He says, what was your most challenging project recording music for others? Man, that's a good question. Okay, so it's probably not my most challenging, but it was my most stressful, is I took my laptop and my mobile rig, which is literally a Focusrite 18i6, I think, or 6i6. It's a Focusrite 6i6. I took that and some cables, threw them in a backpack, threw my laptop in there, threw the charger in there. On the way to go and record an individual that's an hour and a half away, my computer decided it was going to update. And the update wasn't just like one of those, I'll be done in 2 minutes and everything will be fine. It was one of those that the entire drive there, I had to keep my laptop open and updating. So I'd already downloaded the update, but now I had to install. And the entire time that I was driving, I'm like sweating bullets because I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm going to get there. I'm not going to be able to even do anything because this thing's not stinking working right. Why did it have to update at this given time? And then what happened was I noticed when I got to the gig, if you want to call it that, I set up the microphones and I'm still sweating bullets because this thing is still updating. It gets almost to like, I think it's like 97%. I'm like, okay, good. We're about there. The battery dies. I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm opening back up the laptop. I plugged it back in. By this time, I'm not just sweating bullets. I'm sweating A-bombs. And there's like, I'm sweating landmines and atomic bombs, or A-bombs as they call them. And so all this is happening. The guy is kind of like getting antsy because he's like, are we ready yet? You know, I've kind of got to be to work at a certain point in time. He's already paid me for this gig. So I'm like, oh my goodness, like when is this? Finally, the update goes through. I'm able to pull up Cakewalk, and it does one of those where, especially if you did just like if you just did an update, it does one of those where it's like, Cakewalk needs to be reauthorized. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me, of all times. So needless to say, it was a little bit of a struggle. That was my most stressful 15 minutes of my life, which is all it took whenever I got there, but it felt like an hour. Ended up turning out really great. He recorded it, sounded great. He played it at his daughter's wedding, which was really cool. And so they were listening to a song that I had mixed and mastered at his daughter's wedding. I felt really accomplished by that. It was really cool. But yeah, that was definitely the most difficult, more or less the most stressful, I should say. Are you ready for the new Sonar or Cakewalk next? You know, brother, I am. I'm ready for them to actually like do it already. What are you guys doing? They announce something and then they just disappear off the face of the planet again. It's like, what's going on? Yeah, it still says coming soon. Well, it's been saying coming soon for like the past 6 months, man. Come on. Got us all in suspense. I'm hoping that the wait is going to be worth it. I'm almost positive it will be, but I'm hoping that they're going to bring back like all the older, like cool stuff that everybody is always asking for. I'm hoping that they're going to add some really cool new stuff. And, yeah, that'd be awesome. So Nikki Yernigan says, I have a question for mixing and add guitar to song, remake Michael Jackson song as what? Okay. I'm okay. I made to say for, okay. That's great. I mean to said for, all right. Well, we are really words. Okay. Yo, man, I have a Scarlett 4i4 3rd gen, but I'm experiencing a bit of a crackle in my headphones when adjusting the volume and in certain parts of the dial where the audio is only in my left ear. A lot of times you can get like this spray stuff that's called electric cleaner. Like what's the name of that stuff? 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃. Let me see if I can find what a can of this looks like, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like. Good night. Everything is being so slow for some reason. It has nothing to do with the fact that I'm updating and downloading stuff. Okay, so yeah, here it is. So check this. This stuff here is called 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃. Improves electronic connections, removes oxidation, improves, or rather seals and protects surfaces. This stuff is amazing for guitar pedals, potentiometers, anything that has some kind of an electrical crackle or a popple. You can spray that stuff in there, twist it a few times, and it's good. Now, when it comes to the Focusrite, that's not an easy unit to take apart, and I would definitely recommend you actually sending that back to Focusrite themselves, because a lot of times their customer service is actually really good. If you bought it from Sweetwater, they'll have you one there the next day, for crying out loud. Well, there's Bosco in the background. So yeah. All right. We are nearing the end of today's show. Ba-do-do-do-do-do. All right, good deal. Yeah, we're at the end of the show. I don't see any more questions in here, at least those of intelligible speech. And I am going to go ahead and, Nikki, maybe you're just tired when you're texting that. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end today's show. Your daughter is watching, and it would be great if you said hi. Well, hello, young lady. How are you doing? And thank you so much for tuning into the show. And I'm glad that this is a family-friendly atmosphere that you feel comfortable being in. And I just know that someday you're going to grow up and you're going to be an amazing individual who's going to do great things in the world. You're already an amazing individual, but you're going to be an amazing individual that's going to do great things in the world. Marianne Donnie. Say hello to Marianne Donnie 𝗧𝗵𝗲. I'm not sure. Hopefully I said that properly. But yeah. Love each and every one of you. Thanks you so much for being on the show today. And we're going to go ahead and call this done. So, yeah. I'm going to go ahead and start playing with my 𝗏𝗏 pedal now and see if I can't download this matchless guitar amp that I'm really wanting off of here. And hopefully you'll be seeing a hello 𝗧𝗵𝗲, 𝗧𝗵𝗲. Hopefully I said that correctly. But yeah, hopefully I'll be having a really cool review coming out soon on this pedal. So until next time, guys, love each and every one of you. And we will spin the wheel of awesomeness. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You can't get away from it. It's right here. It's in your face. The wheel of awesomeness. Ladies and gentlemen, we're spinning the wheel for 𝗧𝗵𝗲. That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do this right. All right, we've landed on a favorite. Ladies and gentlemen, what is your favorite guitar effects pedal? If you had to choose one guitar effects pedal to put on a pedal board or to play a piano through or a bass guitar through, what would be that guitar pedal? Let me know in the comment section. Let's talk about it. And while we're doing that, let's go ahead and offer some shout outs to these awesome individuals. I know I've just shown them on your screen a minute ago when I was unlocking the door for my son, but these individuals have recently subscribed to the channel. So thank you so much for all of you who are not appearing on the screen because my computer is bogged down with downloads. You guys rock. I love each and every one of you. Even those of you that I really can't see because my computer is not allowing us to. So you guys are awesome. All of you. There we go. Will Moverly, Michael R, Abel Canzilis, Carl Hawkins, Buster 7157, and Glenn Drummer 01, as well as Jenny McDonald. Thank you so much, Jenny. Jenny, I got your number 8675309. Crybaby Wah, that's up in here. The Boss GT1. Ooh, that's a good one. That is a good one. I'm a huge Boss fan. Crybaby Wah Wah Wah. Good deal. An Arian flanger. Ooh, yeah, those were nice. That was actually a really good sounding flanger pedal too. There's not a lot of them out there that I can actually sit down and play around with for more than 10 minutes and not sound like, it just seems like too dated. I don't know. But, yeah. Speaking of releasing songs on DistroKid, I've just recently recorded an artist here in the studio. His name is Rob Critney, and he has released a song where he is going to be, it's going to be featured on under my name, under my label, I guess you could call it that. Not that I really have a label, but basically I'm going to help him to get the song out there. The song is super cool. He works as a DCS agent. So he works with children, helps to protect those children. And his job is obviously very demanding, but he has a song called I'm a Believer. I recorded it here in the home studio, and we're going to be releasing that soon. So definitely stay tuned for that. You're going to want to hear that. And that will be coming out actually pretty soon. So, all right. So until next time, guys, I love each and every one of you. Make sure that you keep it real, keep it cool. Yeah, this is the gentleman that I had on during the live stream. Exactly. So until next time, remember that we can dream alone. We can even create alone, but together we can achieve so much more. Bye-bye.